if we go back to our understanding of our truth definitions, and I'm just reviewing, although it'll be a little slow, I'm just reviewing what we began to talk about last week. But if we think about our truth definitions, we know that a conjunction is true when and only when each of the conjuncts is true, right? So if I go ahead and I, come here, and I have our reference columns, right? I know that, that the conjunction is true in one case only, right? So on the assumption that I have this first case, it must be the case that P is true, right? It must be the case that Q is true. Oops. And sorry, the alignment isn't happening. I'm not quite sure why. That happened in the other day in a video, right? So does it make sense to say that given what we know about our truth definitions for the conjunction, when the conjunction is true, it must be the case that P is true. It must be the case that Q is true. So I'm just going to delete this column, right? Cast your eyeballs over to this rule sheet, right? What we have in this truth table is a version, or sorry, is effectively repeated in the conjunction elimination rule, right? So if I go over to our assessment and I say that P is a tautological consequence of the conjunction, I'm told I'm correct. Why? Because look at the values under P in our assessment pane. We see that there is no row on which P conjunction Q is true and P is false. If I have P and I have Q, right now we can see that there's no connective operating on P, operating on Q, so we simply repeat the values. And again, sorry about the lack of alignment here. I'm not sure why Boole does this, but is there a row on which the premises, right? So in this case, sentence 1 P, sentence 2 Q, is there a row on which these are true while the conjunction is false? No, because in each case where the conjunction is false, at least one of the premises is false. Here's your conjunction intro rule. You can use your truth table to see how each one of these animals plays out, right? So that's what we were working on a bit last week.